Change your thinking, change your life. The Art of Closure, a true story of betrayal and rebirth. At Tales by Monisha 2.0. It started with a gut feeling. It always does, doesn't it? Some subtle shift in tone. A softness in her voice that didn't quite belong there. Like when she'd say, "I'll be out for lunch with a friend." Soft, not tender. Off. The kind of softness you only notice if you've heard the sharp edges before. Edges I thought I'd softened over years of devotion. Laura and I had been married for 8 years. 8 years of morning coffees, whispered dreams, and that silent understanding that only comes from truly knowing someone. I thought we were solid. Sure, we had our share of disagreements, but who didn't? I chalked it up to the natural wear and tear of married life. That was before the night I accidentally saw a message on her phone. Her phone was beside me on the couch, screen lit. A new message. "Can't stop thinking about today." It was from a number I didn't recognize. When I asked her about it, she laughed, nervous, too quick. "It's nothing, just a group chat. You know how girls can be." I nodded. I didn't press. But that night, lying beside her in bed, staring at the ceiling, I knew. Something was wrong. Something was very wrong. The discovery. Weeks passed. Her lunch dates became more frequent. Her excuses, vaguer. Then one afternoon, while she was out and her phone was left behind, I did something I never thought I'd do. I went through it. I wish I hadn't, but I had to. The texts weren't just flirtatious. They were explicit. And the friend she'd been seeing wasn't just a colleague. His name was Eric. A married man. From their exchanges, it was clear these weren't just lunch dates. They were secret rendezvous, dripping not just with lust, but with emotional intimacy. The kind we used to share. The kind I thought was still ours. I felt sick. Nausea. Rage. Then, humiliation. The plan. I kept it to myself for a week, unsure what to do. Confront her? Leave? Beg her to explain? I did none of those things. Instead, I did something I've never done in my life. I plotted. Carefully. Methodically. Through a few social media rabbit holes, I confirmed Eric's identity. A colleague. A sales rep she'd worked with. He was married too. His wife, Christine, had a public profile. A kind-looking brunette, 2 small children under 5. My heart broke for her. But sympathy wouldn't stop me. I hired a private investigator. Frank. Gruff voice. Face like a bulldog. No nonsense. Within days, he brought back proof, photos of Laura and Eric leaving a hotel, laughing in her car, even a kiss in the parking lot. Undeniable. Undeniable and unforgivable. I reached out to Christine. My message was direct. "Hi Christine. This is difficult, but I believe your husband Eric is having an affair with my wife, Laura. I've attached photos. I'm sorry." Her reply came an hour later. Just one sentence. "Thank you for telling me." The ball was rolling now. And I was no longer in control of where it would stop. The confrontation. But I had one last card to play. I wanted Laura to face the truth. To feel the weight of what she'd done. So I invited her to lunch. "Let's have a date," I said, smiling. "Just the 2 of us. It's been a while." She seemed relieved. Maybe even hopeful. She had no idea this was the calm before the storm. That afternoon, I set the table with care. White tablecloth. Our best silverware. 2 glasses of wine. But at the center wasn't flowers. It was a manila envelope, full of photos and printed messages. She walked in, smiling. Her cheeks were flushed, from a lunch date, no doubt. Then she saw the envelope. "What's this?" she asked, her voice already trembling. I said nothing. Just gestured for her to sit. She did. Hesitantly. I slid the envelope across the table. "Open it." She hesitated, then complied. Her face tightened as she flipped through the evidence. Her hands began to shake. "I can explain." She started, her voice barely a whisper. "Explain." I repeated, calm but sharp. "Explain what? That you've been lying to me for months? Sneaking around with a married man? That our marriage meant nothing to you. Tears welled in her eyes. It's not like that, she whispered. Then what is it like, Laura? I demanded. Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like you've been having your cake and eating it too. She broke down, sobbing, mumbling apologies that rang hollow. I let her cry. Then, when she finally looked up, I dropped the final blow. I've spoken to Christine. Her eyes widened. You what? She knows. Everything. Just like I do. Congratulations, Laura. You've destroyed not one, but 2 families. Right then. A knock on the door. Laura turned, eyes wide with fear. I opened it. There stood Christine. Behind her, Eric. Laura's face went ghost white. What is this? She whispered. This, I said, is closure. The fallout. What followed was chaos. Christine erupted, years of betrayal pouring out in words too raw for polite company. Eric stammered, pathetic. Laura tried to defend herself, but Christine wasn't having it. Don't you dare justify this, she spat. You're selfish. You're deceitful. You're a homewrecker. Eric tried to speak, something about feeling unappreciated. I laughed bitterly. Unappreciated? You've got 2 beautiful kids and a wife who'd move heaven and earth for you. And this is how you repay her. By the end, the 2 cheaters sat in silence, exposed, humiliated, broken. Christine and I locked eyes. We didn't need to speak. We both knew we were walking away stronger. That night, Laura packed her things. The next morning, I filed for divorce. Christine did the same. Eric lost his job shortly after. Christine sent the evidence to his company. Word of the affair spread. Laura's reputation crumbled. They had no one to blame but themselves. Rebirth. I won't lie, there were nights I cried myself to sleep. Mornings I didn't want to get out of bed. But over time, the pain gave way to something else. Peace. I started therapy. Took up running. Reconnected with old friends. 1 year later, I'm happier than I've been in years. I've learned to value myself. To demand honesty. To never ignore my instincts again. As for Laura and Eric? Last I heard, their relationship didn't survive the weight of their own guilt. Final thought. Revenge may not be the healthiest motivation, but sometimes it's the spark we need to reclaim our power. And reclaim it, I did. White heavy checkmark if this story resonated with you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Pushpin follow for more powerful real stories at Tales by Monisha 2.0.